The self-improvement industry has become a certified powerhouse. It's no surprise considering that exercise and healthy eating are some of the most sought after changes to our lives year after year, along with other forms of self-improvement like meditation and journaling. There's blog articles, YouTube videos, and so many books that are made to aid us along in our journeys, and they routinely rack up millions of views and generate large amounts of money. Becoming a self-help guru has proven to be a financially lucrative career for thousands of people, many of them becoming household names and multimillionaires. The demand for self-improvement content is truly nothing to sneeze at. After all, humans crave growth. It's one of the most important things needed to live a fulfilling life. Growth in jobs, growth in relationships, growth in knowledge. Moving forward can even be considered the key to happiness, in my opinion, at least one of the main keys. So when one stays stagnant for too long, or worse, moves backwards, a depressive slump can soon follow behind. This is something that I am all too familiar with. My experiences with dissatisfaction with my place in life in years past have consistently stemmed from a lack of personal growth and moving forward in life. I can say from utmost experience that self-development and constantly pushing myself to be better, try new things, and stick to the hard stuff is a huge driving force behind my current happiness and positive outlook I've developed for life today. With this realization came a fascination with self-help books and binging YouTubers making "I did X for 1 month and it changed my life" type of videos. Every day, I was learning so much about how waking up at 5 a.m. makes you more productive and how drastically reducing your sugar intake improves your energy and overall health. I felt more knowledgeable about personal growth than ever before. I always felt a sense of accomplishment just by consuming the knowledge of self-improvement, even though I hadn't implemented any of my findings yet. Many times, I never ended up implementing changes at all. The reality is, I was tricking myself into feeling a false sense of pleasure by thinking about how my life would improve by trying out these new routines and imagining myself going through it with ease every day. Even making never to be followed schedules for when and how I would start going to the gym first thing in the morning or meditating twice a day, completely fueling the fantasy of my health-focused, mentally clear, mindful life. There's something a bit twisted about the process of it all. Acknowledging that there are areas of your life that need improvement, pinpointing exactly what you can do to make things better, having studies and research to back up why that chosen method will greatly help you, feeling pumped and motivated to start doing it, looking forward to the changes it will surely bring for you, and then returning to your normal life as usual. It's honestly a waste of energy to mentally prepare yourself for a wonderful new routine that will bring you results that you truly desire and never follow through with your plans. As a formerly chronic procrastinator, I know better than anyone how hard it is to get out of bed, go offline for a bit, and do the hard things that will bring big changes. When you're reading articles about how someone became a successful CEO for following 6 simple steps in the morning, it's incredibly easy to convince yourself that 10 minutes of breathing exercises and preparing meals the night before is so easy that you couldn't possibly refuse to do it. Look at how much it'll improve your mood and lower anxiety throughout the day. We tend to sing a different tune though when it's actually 5 a.m. and your obnoxious iPhone alarm is blasting, and the last thing on earth you want to do is a full body workout followed by making some new superfood smoothie for improving gut health and brain fog. The fun part is consuming the knowledge, loading up on information and getting a dopamine rush just in anticipation for what you tell yourself is to come. This make-believe version of self-improvement isn't very helpful. In fact, I believe that it's actually quite harmful in the long run, because it does not matter how much knowledge you consume if you are not going to start applying it to your life and focusing on growth and mastery. It all just becomes a waste of time and energy. The consumption of information without application is a distraction. The phrase "ignorance is bliss" has always rang true to me. If you didn't know that you always felt so exhausted by noon, no matter how much you slept, it may be the ignorance of not knowing that coffee and Pop-Tarts for breakfast every morning was the cause of your regularly scheduled sugar crash. However, once you educate yourself on what the true problem is and how to solve it once and for all, you are now met with a difficult choice. Remain the same or force yourself to grow. Maintain your well-established habits or make yourself uncomfortable? Stay in bed or sacrifice a bit of sleep to make time for what needs to be done? For most of us, very rarely do we make the uncomfortable choice of pushing ourselves into better health and wellness. It's extremely difficult to live life a certain way for several years and then suddenly change overnight just because a well-written blog post explained why you should. It certainly isn't easy for a low-income earner working multiple jobs to make the choice of sacrificing much-needed relaxation in favor of meal prepping and a quick 10-minute yoga routine, even though that same person has clearly seen the value in saving time every day by having prepped meals and de-stressing with a powerful yet time-effective yoga video. They know it would help them. They know it could make life a little bit more bearable in a less unfortunate situation, but it's never that easy. There seems to be a reason why all of the most highly regarded self-improvement routines are all followed by the wealthiest of people. It's certainly a lot more feasible to spend 2 hours on various forms of specialized fitness every day when you don't work a demanding 9-to-5 job making minimum wage and can't afford to attend all of those trendy classes. I know that there are plenty of things that I get the fortune and the luxury, the privilege, you could say, of doing every day that if I were working, I wouldn't be able to do them, or at the very least, I wouldn't be able to do them as often. Maybe I'd only be able to do them on the weekends, and maybe not even every weekend. I know that you can definitely have no problem going on a daily hike to see the sunrise and practice difficult yoga poses all morning when you don't have to wake up early and spend your morning on a long bus commute instead. But despite the extra layer of difficulties that come from trying to embark on a potentially time-consuming self-improvement journey, there are still many normal, everyday people who manage to pull it off day after day, making small changes here, clearing a bit of their schedule there, cutting down on certain activities in favor of doing everything in their power to get the results that they so desperately crave. Even when it seems daunting, I think it's important to remember that bettering yourself isn't something that is exclusive to the rich. Your approach and time constraints may differ, but everyone's journey will be unique to them and their livelihood. So going back to the point I was making earlier, the thing is, knowing that something will help you is next to useless if you still don't pull the trigger and do the thing. There are a million reasons for why we experience resistance when starting on a self-improvement journey, and that's perfectly understandable. Unfortunately, life doesn't care and won't ease up on your fear of being seen running in public just to make it easier for you to go out for your morning jog that you promise yourself you start doing. So all of this is to say, I understand why self-improvement content can be so addicting and make you feel like you've made actual progress when in reality, nothing tangible has taken place yet. I understand why it can be difficult for people to have the time or resources to do the routines commonly presented to us. But still, at the end of the day, you won't make any positive changes until you actually do the work. You must stop info hoarding and put the knowledge to use. If not, months and years go by, and all you've done is become an expert on how to get started. But you are still standing behind the starting line, a million miles away from finishing. Please do not follow this video up with another hour of self-improvement videos. Make a plan for what changes you will make to your life and finally get started on them. For real this time. Bye!